Hello everyone and welcome to this Autodesk Robot video tutorial. In this video tutorial we are going to take a look on Robot's abilities to import user-defined sections, which means sections that you define yourself by drawing them, for example, in Autodesk AutoCAD. And why is this important? Because we are at the moment doing a industrial warehouse design series, and in it we have purlins, of course, like all steel structures do, and those purlins are usually done via cold formed sections, and one of those prominent cold formed sections is the Z section. So today we're going to be looking on how to define those Z sections manually. Why manually? And why do you have sometimes to basically define your section yourself? You have to define your section yourself sometimes because Autodesk Robot does not have all the section databases you need. For example, the cold formed European section database, I think, is not included in Autodesk Robot. So we would have to define our section ourselves. So with that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Before I start, of course, another reason why you would define your own section is because maybe you have a local vendor that has his own sections that might not fit the codes you are using. It happens in some countries, so maybe you have this case too. Anyway, with that being said, if you want to define your own section, well, you go to something called Tools, and there is something called Section Definitions in the Tool menu. If you click on that, you get a new GUI with the section definition. You can also access it, I think, somewhere here from Tools Section Definition. But, well, I think I will be using this one. Now, you could perfectly assume your section using those drawing things. You can just draw your section however you see fit, and then define a section like this and let Autodesk Robot do it for you. But however, the truth to be said is that the abilities of Robot in drawing sections are a little bit awkward when we compare them with AutoCAD's OP abilities in drawing stuff. So I'll be using AutoCAD in drawing my section because you have so many commands like fillet and so on. This will help you in AutoCAD. So to do that, so I'll just use the polyline command and assume a section 20 down, 50 to the left, 150 up, 50 to the left again, and 20 down, basically. So that's my Z cross section. Of course, I cannot just do that because I need to move it to the center. So I'll click the center point here and move it to 0, 0. Of course, I'm assuming that you know how to deal with AutoCAD. Finally, I want the thickness of that thing to be 2 millimeters. So I select this, offset it very quickly, and offset it 1 millimeter to the left and 1 millimeter to the right, and then connect basically everything. So the center line now is not needed. I can just delete it, and I'll connect those with the polyline very quickly, and those two do to the polyline also. Now, truth to be said, you should have a fillet here because you are bending stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and make me a fillet. The radius is going to be 2 millimeters. Those are assumed values, by the way. How do you get those values while you're working? To get those values, you would need to consult your manuals or your manufacturer. Like, I'm just assuming those are values that make sense to me. But of course, it's your responsibility if you want to add a section to have the measurements of the section. For example, the internal fillet is equal to the external fillet. That is not always the case. So I have to double check those things before you continue. So I have my section now. All I have to do is to take the section and import in Autodesk Robot. So I think I'm ready now. I can just save this and I will save it as a DXF file. So I saved it on my desktop under the section name, my section, oh, that's DWG, I want DXF. Okay, I saved it again as my section DXF. So now I can go to Autodesk or Autodesk Robots and basically import that thing. So I can go to File and import DXF. Of course, I've hidden the File Explorer for, privacy reasons. But when you select your My DXF or My Section DXF file, you get this questions that what are the planes and what are the things you want to have. Now you can see here that Robot uses YZ plane for the cross section. Now he asks you which plane you're going to use. Now don't don't mix things up here. The plane he is asking you to use, yx, zx, and yz, are not the planes in Autodesk Robot, but the planes in the AutoCAD. You have drawn in the AutoCAD in the XY plane, because truth to be said, you can actually rotate stuff around the 3 dimensions here. You know that there is an XYZ axis in AutoCAD, but you have drawn your entire DXF file in the XY plane. Now, Robot is a little bit worried and basically accurate here in asking the question, because look, you have YZ as your local coordinates because your sections are always in the local Y and the local Z, because the local X is the longitudinal direction of the beam. So of course it's asking you, okay, from the document you're giving me, I can see you have drawn stuff in the XY plane, but do you want me to use the XY plane or the XZ plane or the YZ plane? I mean, if you go to the XZ plane, he basically asks you this. You see a line, and that's what you see here. If you go to the YZ plane, you see, I think, this, which is again a line, and this is exactly what you see here. So he's correct in asking you what kind of plane do you want. Then he asks you about the angle division, because you have fillets here, and Robot will discretize the fillets. It will not draw an arc. It will discretize it into little pieces. So he asks you what kind of discretization you want. I just leave it as is and say OK. So I can see now Robot has discretized the angle into little pieces and has imported the section definition for you. Now, that's how you define section in Autodesk Robot. OK, so now if you go to calculation results, it will show you the section properties it's selected. Now, this is like stuff you should learn from your steel codes. You can see the cross-sectional area, the I, the weight per unit length, kilogram per meter. Those are important, and I mean the elastic modulus is made out of steel, density and so on. Those are important because you will be using them to analyze your structure in the future. So I want him to basically kind of actually select those and calculate them too. So he's now calculating the torsional constant Ix and so on. It's just calculating. It took a lot of time actually. Yeah, okay, so after a long time and after some freezing, it basically has all those section dimensions and a calculation sheet that tells you how it was calculated. It's kind of cool. Well, no problem. I close that now. I select File and save the section to a database, and I was selected to the user database because there is a database called user. I'll basically name this section my section, for example. Oh, I can only have 4 letters. Okay, CEE, no, ZCEE. And for dimension 1, I'll select 20, or maybe the height should be better. Dimension 2 is 50, dimension 3 is 20. I'll say OK. And now I can use this to draw. Like I can actually go now back to structure the model. And if I have geometry, I should be able to use it to draw. So let me show you. If you add just a simple frame, 0 in X, 5 in X, 0 in Y, 5 in Y, and just apply just anything very quickly, you can actually use this section to draw. If you select, for example, beam sections, and you go to the section, you cannot see it because you need to basically browse for it. And if you click the browse button, then you see now a user section database, and you see the user section database of family ZCEE, and you have only one ZCE because you can't call, like you can have multiple Z sections in the same family, and you can select it now if you add it. And by the way, you could change the steel right now because previously I had a problem in changing the steel, and now you can, but I will not. If you add it here, now you can use it to draw, basically. Like this is really cool. Let me drag. I'm just drawing here a section, and if you open the section, you can see the section being a Z section. It really looks cool. So you can see here your Z section in its entire Z glory, which is really cool, and you can calculate using this. And yeah, that's everything. That's the most important parts of the thing I want to explain. For now, for example, you can just pin everything, like just for a quick calculation. You can pin everything, run the analysis, and well, it seems everything is fine. Deflection shape is fine. Oh, notice the deflection shape is not just down and up because it's a Z shape, so there is like this warping deflection involved, and this deflection is around its principal axis. You can see it in the section definition. During the section definition, there was, if you rewind very quickly, during the section definitions, you will have noticed that there were two other YZ axes being drawn, and this is exactly the axis around which the deflection will happen. It calculates deflections perfectly, and this is how you can use user-defined sections to use in Autodesk Robot. Of course, you can use all kinds of crazy profiles. Just made a Z section, a cold formed Z section, mind you, and you can make a cold formed C channel. You can make all kinds of cold formed stuff if you want. So before I finish, I just want to give a huge shout out to our dear CE members, whose names are going to be shown on the screen. I would like to extend my deepest and heartfelt thanks and gratitude for their membership in the channel, as they are supporting the channel immensely. With that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this video. It's rather short, and that it was beneficial for you. If you have enjoyed the video, then please like, share, comment, and subscribe, especially subscribing, because it helps increase the reach of my channel. As per usual, this is the Civil Engineering Essentials channel, and we'll catch you in the next video.